Hello peoples of P3, this is once more Chakuranga Paul going to handle literacy, literacy 1, and before I can continue, I hope you're following us closely. For those who are not, please help those who help and inform your friends that we are on the platforms of Kampala Junior Academy having lessons which are recorded. So please help them also to get access to that information. Now, it's time for us to go to our corrections, which of course I left you with work the other time, so I want us to have corrections for it. Remember, we're talking about changes in the environment, and we say environment means people and their surrounding. Or environment are things which are surrounding what? People. And so these things are both natural and what? And artificial changes. So in the previous lesson we were handling artificial changes. These artificial changes are also called man-made changes in the environment. So I left you with an activity which I want us to have corrections. And so we say artificial changes are changes. Or these are things which are created by what? By people. I told you the other time to look outside where you're seated, through your window or through your door, and look at how man has changed his environment. And talk about the buildings, talk about the activities which take place there, talk about all the beauty that has been created by what? By man. So those kind of changes are the ones you're calling artificial changes or people-made changes in the environment. So we go to number 1, which was asking you to give 3 examples of artificial changes in the environment. What are these artificial changes? I'll start with only the hard term that we gave in the previous lesson. 1, we called it afforestation. One of the changes is afforestation. Afforestation is one of the changes. 2, we have deforestation. Deforestation. 3, we say building houses. Building houses. Talk about building industries. Building industries. And there are very many others as you can look through our work or our notes. So these are some of the changes, but since these ones were a bit hard to understand, I'm repeating them here as our answers. We say afforestation is a practice, or this is simply the growing of what? Trees in an area. When you plant trees in an area, you are doing what term as what? Afforestation. By deforestation, the opposite. When you cut down trees in an area, you are carrying out an activity called what? Deforestation. So afforestation is good, but deforestation is bad because of the things that we talked about them. Building of houses, you see how idle land has been put into use through putting up different what? Houses. So this is self-explanatory. Building industry is also a change in the environment, in that it occupies the what? Industries occupy land. Or when they become many, they change the appearance of that area. So number 2. Number 2 was give the meaning of the term deforestation. So we say deforestation is the cutting down of trees in an area. Full stop. Deforestation is the cutting down of what? Trees. Full stop. We go to number 3, which was asking you to give 2 dangers of deforestation. What are the dangers of deforestation? We say deforestation leads to soil erosion. We say soil erosion is the removal of the topsoil by its agents, as you learned that in science. The removal of topsoil by its what? Agents. For example, people, wind, running water, mention it. All those are agents of soil erosion. Another danger of deforestation is, we say, leads to drought. Deforestation leads to what? To drought. Drought is the long period of what? Sunshine in an area. So when you cut down trees, remember you are reducing the rate at which rainfall is formed in that area. So it's very dangerous to cut out deforestation. There are others, or you can check with our notes and see where to mark right or wrong. Another question, number 4, was asking you to give the importance of trees. Importance of trees. Trees play a very big role. What's the role of trees in your area where you're living? People using trees, how do they use them? One, we say trees, in the environment we say trees help in rain formation. Trees help in rain what? Formation. That's one. We say trees are a source of herbal medicine. They are a source of, you can talk about local herbs. In case you don't know what herbal is, local what? Herbs. So these are the two I've given you. Okay, let me add maybe the third one here, but I can check with your notes to see the one which I haven't put on my list here. You say trees provide timber. Trees provide timber. Timber used by carpenters to make furniture. So there are very many importance of trees. So think about those ones that we talked about in our lesson. So these are the questions that we are supposed to have. So mark yourself. In case you got all right, then award yourself either excellent, very good. You failed one, give it a very good. Failed two, good, like that. So I hope you got that right. Now, all these are man-made changes in the environment. So I want us now to continue with a little work that we left, what I want us to cover in that particular time. And these are ways of managing changes in the environment. Ways of managing changes in the environment. Ways of managing changes in the environment. So we talked about the natural changes and the people caused what? Changes. How can we manage some of these changes? Remember, some of these changes are very dangerous. They are bad to us or to people in the environment. So which ways can we manage what? Manage these changes? One of the way we can talk about is by planting trees. By planting what? Planting trees. So we've seen the importance of trees in the environment. So once you plant trees, you help to control very many changes, including rain formation, including drought, including floods, including mention all those changes that we talked about. Two, we say practice good farming methods. Practice good farming methods. Can you think about these good farming methods that people or farmers use in the environment? One of them is, we talked about them both in this and in science, talked about terracing. Terracing what? Land. We talked about this when we were starting. Terracing land. Terracing means digging. Digging across a what? A hilly area. Digging holes across the hilly area such that the water the rate at which water runs down the hill is what? Reduced. It keeps on filling filling and overflowing to other holes. So this helps to control the rate of running water, which can lead to soil erosion, landslides. Mention it. Another one is another method that you can talk about here is mulching land. Mulching. Now we talked about this both in science and social studies. We say mulching is the covering of your garden with dry materials. This can be dry grass, can be dry banana leaves, can be husks of maybe of coffee, can be maybe sawdust. So when you do that, you help to reduce the rate of running water in the area. So another one here is maybe crop rotation. Crop rotation. So we are going to talk about all these in detail. All these are good farming methods that you can employ to manage changes in the environment. Let's go to another way of managing changes in the environment. We say protect swamps. Protect swamps. We say a swamp is also called a wetland. And a wetland or a swamp is a waterlogged and vegetated area. When you protect these swamps here, you help to maintain the rate of water in that area. So areas where water mostly settle are what? Are those swamps. So once you destroy them, then you are encouraging changes like floods in an area. So let's protect them. Then lastly, avoid bush burning. Avoid bush what? Burning. Avoid bush burning. So you can think about others, but those are the ways these are the ways you can manage these changes in the environment. So let me hope we've been together in this piece of work. Now today, I want us to look at something else. But still, it's about changes, but this time around you're talking about environment and weather. So that's what you're going to talk about right now. History. Once again, remember you're still on the theme of environment. So here we want to finish changes in the environment. So this time around you want to talk about environment and weather. We finished what environment. You know what environment is. Now we want to know what also weather is. So can you think with me? What do you think weather is? It's self-explanatory. Look outside there. What do you see? There are weather. I mean, you see weather, and weather and its what? Changes. So we shall define weather as the state of the atmosphere at a given time. Weather is the state of the atmosphere at a given time. State means the condition of appearance. How is it appearing? For example, well, right now, as you are inside the house, you can look outside and see how is the atmosphere appearing. Remember, the atmosphere is the space which exists above the earth. So, how is the condition there? How is the state of its appearance? It should be either rainy, it should be either sunny, cloudy, windy, temperate, foggy. Mention it. So you want to define weather as Good. So that's the definition of the term weather. We say weather is the state of the atmosphere at a given time. The atmosphere, we say the space which is existing above the what? Above the earth. So the space in between the earth and, let me say, the skies. How are the skies looking? Are they in form of, are they looking rainy? Are they looking sunny? Are they looking cloudy? Are they looking, mention it. You get it? So now, this weather here is made up of what term as elements. It is made up of what term as what? Elements. There are very many elements that make up what? Weather. So what are these elements of weather? Weather is made up of very many elements. And one of the elements which are on my list is the rainfall. Rainfall. Another one is sunshine. Sunshine is another element. See, we have cloud cover. Cloudy cover. Cloud cover. Another one we can talk about is wind. Or some of you call it wind blow. Another one we can talk about is temperature. The temperature. Now, let's talk about one by one. We say rainfall is the water which falls from the sky. This is as a result of very many changes which take place in the environment before it is what? Formed. Sunshine is an element which is naturally found in the sky. It's a natural source of heat. It's from the sky. Clouds also are formed as a result of changes in the environment. Wind is also a natural air which moves along. Or it's just moving air. You can talk about it. Temperature, the degree of hotness or coldness of the place. You get it? Or the body, if you are talking about science. So now, these elements of weather are the ones which brings the types of weather, or which term as conditions of weather, or weather conditions. They are the ones which makes the day to look the way it is. So these elements here, like you said, cause what term as what? Weather conditions. Weather conditions. Weather conditions, you can also call them types of weather. Types of weather. So, like I've said, the types of weather are caused by the elements of weather. What are these then? What does the rainfall form? The rainfall forms a type of weather called rainy weather. Rainy weather. While the sunshine makes or brings a type of weather weather called sunny weather. Sunny weather. Then the clouds bring what term as what? Cloudy weather. Whereas the wind brings a condition called windy what? Weather. So conditions or types added there. Y in most cases, but sunny has two. Sunny has NN, double N. So these are what term as weather conditions. They are not the only ones, but as you go on to different classes, they will add on the list to make them what? Many. But since for us in Syria, these are the changes that we normally see around us. So I want us to have a look at our chart right now. And we see the behavior of weather in our environment. How does weather behave in our environment? So this is our chart showing the behavior of weather in our environment. So it's reading types and elements of weather. Which element of weather can you see in the first picture? The first picture is showing the sun right up here. The sun brings what term as what? Sunshine. So as sunshine is an element of weather. And so it brings such kind of beautiful look or environment. We go to 2. What kind of weather can you see in picture 2 where I'm touching right now? You can see trees are bending to a certain direction. People are holding their face. Others are busy winnowing here. So what do you think is this type of what? Of weather? This is the windy weather. The windy kind of weather. Now you go to picture 4. Picture 4, children are busy moving to school. But above them, in the skies, the sky is not clear. There are very many clouds formed here. So this kind of weather is the one you're calling cloudy weather. Then we come to down here, the last picture here is showing people having umbrellas and there are many drops of water from the sky. This is the one you're terming as the rainy weather. So these are the changes in the weather that we can easily identify in the Alright class, so having talked about the elements of weather, now we are going to look at one by one. And here we are going to start with wind. Wind as an element of weather. Wind has got a definition. What is wind? We say wind is moving air. Wind is moving air. But what is air again? Air is a mixture of gases. Air is a mixture of gases. Do you know any gas which makes up air? Yes, you must be knowing because you have a type of air you're breathing in which is called oxygen. Oxygen is one type of, one example of what? Of air, or type of air. We have another which you breathe out of you which is called carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a type of air. We have another one found in the soil which is called nitrogen. Nitrogen found both in soil and also in the space. We have another one which is called rare gases. You know all those. So we shall talk about them in details. But let us first define wind. We say wind is a mixture. Wind is moving. We have defined wind as moving air. Wind is the moving. Wind is the moving air. The moving air. And we shall say air is a mixture of what? Of gases. I'll give you an example. The gases that you breathe in is called oxygen, and the one you breathe out is called carbon dioxide. Then others are rare gases, nitrogen. So we shall learn about all that in time to come. So now, our major concern here is to look at the importance of wind in the environment. Importance of wind. Importance of wind in the environment. How is wind important? So wind plays a very important role. To farmers, we say wind. We say to people, we say wind helps to dry what? Clothes. Wind dries clothes. So So it's not only sunshine which dries clothes, but when you wash your clothes and put them under or dry them or hang them up, they will get dry when there is what? There is no sunshine. So this is through the wind. Once it blows, then the water in the what? In the cloth that also runs out. We say wind helps in winnowing. Wind is used in what? In winnowing. Now, what do you mean by winnowing? To winnow means to remove what? Dirty things from your seeds. Here you need 2 containers. You can get seeds like millet, you can get beans, and try to pour. You get one the container with the seeds. You uplift it, then you pour in the container which is not having what? Seeds. So you see the dirt disappearing or being swept away by what? By wind. So that's what you mean by what? Winnowing. We say wind helps in pollination. Wind helps in pollination. Pollination. Remember we said pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from the anthers of a flower to the stigma. We say here this one is important in that they cause water mass fertilization in plants for them to form or for fruits to bear in a what? In a flower. So in science we shall talk more about it. We say wind takes away bad smell. Takes away bad smell. Wind takes away bad smell. We say this one is self-explanatory. So when let me say something has rotten in the environment and smelling. So the wind will easily sweep it, in case there is wind, to easily sweep it to a different direction. So to you who like playing, we say wind helps to fly kites. Wind helps to fly kites. It flies what? Kites, for those who like playing with what? With kites. So wind does fly kites. So that's the importance of wind. But wind is not only good but also dangerous in one way or another. So I want us to have a look at the dangers of wind. So children, like you said, wind, however good wind is, but wind is also dangerous in one way or another to people. So what do you think is the danger of what? Wind. So we say wind is good, but strong wind is what we are looking at. The strong wind this time round. What does strong wind do? We say one, strong wind. Strong wind destroys. Strong wind destroys what? Houses. So that's the danger of what? Of strong wind. When the wind becomes too much, can blow down or blow roofs of what? Houses. For the houses which are temporary, or let's talk about tents, talk about granite houses, sometimes they face this problem. Or even also roofs with, which have been iron. They are also roofed with iron sheets. They are also sometimes blown away by a strong wind. We say also strong wind. Strong wind causes soil erosion. So we shall talk about wind as an agent of soil erosion. So when the wind becomes too strong or too much, they cause water mass soil erosion. And we say this is the removal of topsoil by its what? Agents. And one of these agents is of course the strong wind. Another issue, problem of strong wind is we say strong, or we say it spreads what? Spreads the airborne. Spreads airborne what? Airborne what? Airborne diseases. Wind causes or spreads what term as what? Airborne diseases. Airborne diseases. What are these examples of airborne diseases? Right now, the one which we have currently is what? Corona. Corona or COVID-19 is an airborne disease. And so that's why they advise you to always put on or wear a mask such that when you're in public, and suppose maybe you sneeze or maybe you breathe out, so that air or that moisture goes on a distance. So in case someone is nearby you, or maybe you're in a group of people, then automatically you spread that disease. Another one is measles. Another one is whooping cough. Another one is tuberculosis. So when you're in a place which is a bit windy, then you are at a risk of receiving or capturing an airborne disease. Like you said currently, we talk about COVID. Example, COVID-19, e.g. COVID what? 19 is an example here. That's why you said don't. So that's why you said don't what? Always. You should always wear a mask while in what? Public. So to control flu by the use of what? The mask. Because when somebody sneezes, do not have an effect. Then strong wind still. Strong wind causes water accidents. Strong wind causes water accidents. What are these water accidents? Sometimes people moving. Sometimes people who move on water are affected by these winds which blow their boats to different directions, or sometimes they cause them to capsize. Capsize means to overturn. And so that's the effect of strong wind in the community. So can you think about others? I've given you these four. Add on the list in case you can, or in case you have a textbook or somewhere you can read from, or just just stay in the environment and see the changes, which bad changes caused by what? By wind. Then add on our list. So with that, I think that's what we had for today, class. I want us to have a little activity, then we call it a day for now. So class, this is our activity of today. We said number 1 says, what is weather? Number 2, give any 2 elements of weather. Number 3, write down any 2 weather conditions. Number 4, how do we call the moving air? Number 5, give any 1 importance of wind. So that's an activity which I would like you to sit and do after. Then after when I come back, we shall have questions. Thanks for being good children. Please stay focused. Remember, you need to be promoted to the next class. And by the time you come back, it may be September, which is 3rd term. So if you are not serious, then you may repeat the class, or which is not good. So thank you so much. I wish you well. This teacher Kranga Paul has been handling this lesson.